we had a little bit of a comfortable lead, and we're not trying to run up the score or anything like that.
I understand and don't understand all at the same time. And we want to get you an 844-570-1360. I'll read these texts in just a minute. 70470, begin with XTRA. Here's what I understand. A manager or a coach, a first base coach, a third base coach, and again, I don't exactly know who's giving signs. I'm assuming it's coming from the third base coach. It changes on all teams. Sometimes the manager does it from the dugout, but in the big leagues, it's typically your third base coach. Coaches and managers will always have an issue if you ignore the sign that's sent into you. Yes. I compare it to an offensive coordinator, a head coach sending a sign into the huddle, and your quarterback ignores it and does what he wants to do. So I think
that's fair.
Yeah, I will understand that. Here's what I don't understand. Why are you putting the brakes on Fernando Tatis Jr.? Why are you ever red lighting him from stopping from swinging the bat? And if you can swing on 3-0, or if you can swing on 3-1, why can you not swing on 3-0? So the issue of ignoring a sign when you're at home plate, okay, that goes down to Little League and that goes all the way up, whatever it may be. But the fact that you would actually put the brakes on the kid in a 7-run game where Costa, in the middle of that game, it was at one point 7-3 with 2 Rangers runners on with a chance of a swing of the bat to make it a 1-run game.
Right.
And you're right back at it being a 7-run game in the 8th inning. With them, the home team, still 6 outs to go.
Yeah.
So they almost, by one swing of a bat, found their way back in a 7-run deficit. And somehow you're going to ever stop Fernando Tatis Jr. from swinging the bat on 3-0. The understanding and don't understanding will end with the I don't understand the way that they approach that game with Fernando to actually consider giving him the red light, which they did, and then the way that Tingler approached it after the game, where if anyone has a learning opportunity for the next month of the way he just treated his young star, one of the brightest stars, maybe the best player through 100 games, Jace Tingler is going to have a very, very rude awakening today about the way he treated as a young star. LaMelo goes number 3 overall. It's a guy that goes to Lithuania as a junior in high school, and then he goes to Australia. And Jay Billis, Fletch, correct me if I'm wrong, Jay Billis said he still doesn't really know how to play any defense. And
or
by
shoot.
the way, and Lonzo was a better shooter.
With that weird shot.
Right. Yeah, Lonzo was shooting like from his elbow to outside his shoulder. So you're telling me that by the time we get to the 3rd pick of the NBA draft, there is not a player in college basketball who has a better ability and has been coached up by some of the coaches that we believe the greatest in the world, the Mike Krzyzewskis of the world, right? All of the great college basketball coaches all around the country, they weren't able to find a player and help build up a player and have someone believe that they would fit better in their system. Only two players can go ahead of LaMelo Ball, who can't shoot, can't play defense, according to Jay Billis. Does that not tell you a little bit about the state of college basketball, where the talent is going to the G League, the talent is going out of the country? I mean, is it because he has 5.6 million Instagram followers? Is that how we're making crucial decisions?
It kind of bolsters the argument that Tim Kewen made with us a couple days ago from ESPN talking about the draft and LaMelo Ball.
I find it hard to believe that Tom Izzo couldn't find a player and then have a group of decision makers in the NBA want a player who is crafted by one of the great head coaches in college basketball. Roy Williams at North Carolina didn't have a player that he found as a top recruit could then build him up to be a player. I'm not trying to knock LaMelo Ball. I just can't believe that already we're taking a player that hadn't been coached by these men that we think are great basketball men, that we think have already helped craft them and build them into being great NBA players, or at least being on a great start. To me, it just explains the different spider webs that all of these high school basketball players are going now in different directions, and it's going to continue. with the money that the G League is offering for them to come out of high school, the amount of money that they may potentially be able to get overseas for a year and then return to the draft. In the world of being fair, I think if you're being fair, you can say, that's too early. Tua Tagovailoa hasn't played enough. Screw fair.
Well, the NFL's not fair, period.
Screw fair, Costa. Tell me what your eyes see. Tell me what your eyes see when you watch Justin Herbert play. Even if Tua improves 60% of how he's been playing, he still doesn't have the capability that it looks like Justin Herbert has. I understand it's so early, but come on. There's a ton of teams that missed on Justin Herbert's skill set. I mean, it is outstanding. The pass that he threw to Keenan Allen, which I understand it's against the Jets, just forget about whoever is wearing the other team's uniform. From the ability to roll out to the accuracy to the arm speed all combined in that one play, you go, okay, that guy's better than whoever the Miami Dolphins ran out there. And I hope he improves. I hope he has a great career. I hope he wins multiple Super Bowls. But even right now, even if it's unfair, Justin Herbert has a much better skill set than Tua Tagovailoa playing at his best.